Hey guys, I'm Jester.
I'm Don.
And this is so awkward.
We just saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
That sounds right.
Is it about me? Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Right.
I always wanted to have my own Planet of the Apes movie.
Now you got one.
Cool. I kind of wish my Planet of the Apes movie wasn't this one. What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it.
I don't know.
No?
It was so violent and depressing and scary.
It was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, the whole movie I was pretty much scared.
It was scary. Like the first half was boring. Like I think I maybe fell asleep at one point, but I've been awake since 4 o'clock in the morning. So
I believe you did fall asleep.
yeah. It was just people talking. It was just Felicity talking to that guy, and then monkeys that I couldn't tell apart. And then it just turned into a fucking horror movie.
That's a fair statement.
It was a great movie. I mean, it was well done. The acting was good. Like, the story was really powerful and interesting. But I didn't. It wasn't fun.
I had a lot of fun.
You had fun?
I had a lot of fun.
I didn't. I was just horrified at the whole thing, which I think was the intention.
Right.
But these aren't the Planet of the Apes movies I grew up on. Like, I'm a huge Planet of the Apes fan. You know that.
I know that.
I've seen them all. I love them. Planet of the Apes movies used to be fun. Like, these guys. Like, where was Cornelius? Where was Dr. Zaius?
They're not there yet. I really enjoyed it. You should let yourself get lost in it and be terrified and worried for the people, and then maybe you'll have fun.
But I think the first Planet of the Apes movies, they're funny and they're witty and they're clever and they're charming. And in like some of the Planet of the Apes movies, like Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, which is the 4th one, where the apes finally take over the world and they kill humans. But it's still guys in ape suits, so which keeps it from being horrifying. Like this was, I mean, these look like the guy with the scar on his face.
Right.
That was the scariest monster monkey I've ever seen.
But let's say they never made this one. Like, let's pretend those didn't exist. And they were going to make that movie today. Do you think it would be just as fun? As funny and or do you think it's just the time it was made? Where they had to put people in monkey suits? Do you think if they made this movie today it would be possibly scarier?
The original Planet of the Apes was a product of its time. I don't think it could be made today. Because it was it was an allegory. It was made in the 60s. So, like, during Vietnam War protests and the Civil Rights Movement. And it was written by a blacklisted Hollywood writer. So it was about all of these things. It's an allegory about, you know, anything you want it to be. Whereas now they remade it, but I don't think it's an allegory. I think it's literally just about apes fighting humans.
Are you sure?
I don't know. Was it about something more? I'm not saying it was a bad movie. It was a good movie. It was a really good movie. I was entertained. I was never bored, except for that first part where I fell asleep. But it was just too scary. Like, that whole battle. And, like, there was that little kid in front of us.
Right. This child is going to be scarred for life.
Felicity was in it? Was that Felicity?
Carrie Russell.
Was she good or was she boring?
She's always good.
Who was the main actor? Have you ever seen that guy before?
No.
Gary Oldman.
Right.
Who's in every fucking movie
movie
ever made.
He wasn't in it enough to bother me.
No, this movie had the perfect amount of Gary Oldman.
Right.
He was really good. He was good. His character was interesting. I like the character arc of Caesar's son.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really well done. Even though did that character ever talk?
Yeah, he said father at one point.
Okay. That was really good.
I
thought that was really sad.
I never caught his name though. Caesar just always called him son.
Right. Maybe it's Cornelius. Because in the old movies, Caesar has a son and he's named Cornelius after Caesar's father, Cornelius. Because Cornelius and Zira have Caesar. Because you've seen them, right? I was bored, and then it got exciting, and then it got horrifying. Like, I don't want to go into spoilers, but the moment where Cora, is that the bad one?
Cobra?
Koba, where he killed the ape in the city hall building.
Yeah.
That was like
that was horrifying.
That was horrifying. That was like the worst, emotionally worst movie death I've seen in a long time.
Right.
But well done from like a directing point of view. I mean, that's what they wanted. I mean, I felt the emotions the filmmakers wanted me to feel.
Absolutely.
But I didn't feel the emotions I expected to feel seeing a Planet of the Apes movie. And I'm not saying I love the Planet of the Apes movies because I don't think they're campy or stupid. I think they're really clever, brilliant films. But they also had a sense of humor. Whereas this movie lacked. Did you laugh ever?
Not at all.
Like, were there any jokes?
Nope.
I mean, there were references to the other films, like the ape must not kill ape, which I think is taken from Battle for the Planet of the Apes, the 5th movie, which most people consider the worst, but it's I love that one. It's one of my favorites.
I really liked, I don't know if you caught this. I'm sure you did. The parallel between the very beginning and the very end.
The eyes?
The eyes. I really enjoyed that.
No, yeah.
It was
I
terrifying both times.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the opening sequence.
Right.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying. In fact, watching that, I thought you were going to get out and walk out of the theater. She doesn't like animals dying in movies.
I made myself...
That's why I'm shocked that I thought that you were going to be like, I was the worst movie I've ever seen. Because I was horrified by it.
It wasn't fun to watch that part.
So I'll nerd out for a second, talking about that. The movie begins with a shot of Caesar's, the ape's eyes, and it ends with a shot of ape eyes. And it's a slow zoom into the eye. What I thought was going to happen at the very end was that a single tear was going to come down, which is the way Battle for the Planet of the Apes ends, when there's a zoom in on the statue of the lawgiver, and there's a single tear. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, they're referencing Battle for the Planet of the Apes, but that didn't happen. There was no tear. And the people who watch this probably never even saw Battle for the Planet of the Apes because nobody has. But I think everybody should check it out.
Would you recommend this movie?
I would recommend this movie with reservations, knowing that it is incredibly violent and incredibly scary. But I mean, if you want to see like phenomenal special effects, really great camera work, there was a scene where the camera was on the tank during the battle and it spun all the way around.
Oh, so good.
That was really good. Really cool.
Which probably is really neat in 3D.
Yeah.
I don't know. I already don't like 3D, but I don't think I could handle this movie in 3D. I think it would make it that much scarier.
Definitely. There were a lot of scenes of apes swinging. Would you recommend this movie?
Yeah. I will say you should see the first one first.
It absolutely presupposes you've seen the first one. It's not your typical summer blockbuster. In the middle of July, or what is it?
It's July.
July, you don't normally come out of a big action movie like thinking, like, how did I feel about that? Like, people aren't coming out of that Mark Wahlberg Transformers movie. Like, that was, oh, wow. It's like, what do I think of, like, the human condition? Like, I don't know how I felt about it. How did you feel about it, Dr. Zayas? Don't go to the Forbidden Zone.